Hey guys, I'm Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today we're going to do a fold that I saw online by, let me make sure I get her name right, Pat Fairless, that I was just blown away with. So I'm hoping you're going to like it. I really had a lot of fun with this card, and the other one I'm going to do that is very elegant. So I'm hoping you'll like that. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I really like to see when people subscribe because it lets me know that you like what you see. And thank you for those that are already subscribed. I really appreciate you. And I'm going to go ahead and flip you down and we're going to get started. Thank you. Okay. Trying to get it between my things here. All right. So I'm really excited. So the stamp set we're going to be using is Cheers and Sips. And I don't know, for those that know me, my husband loves anything tropical. So we have our whole front yard filled with palms and stuff. Now, yes, we live in North Carolina. They do not survive here in the ground unless they're very hardy. So every winter we have to protect them. But he also has a tiki bar. So when I saw this set, I knew I had to buy it because in scrapbooking, we get pictures of, my daughter when she comes to visit with a tiki cup with a drink in it. It's not always alcoholic because I don't know why, but I just would rather have a Diet Coke or water. So that's what usually I have. But it is fun to see these tikis. So I had to buy this. It's got a lot of fun dies with it. And the paper that comes with it is full of, I know I've already cut into this. So this is one we're using today, which I really love. This is going to be the elegant card. And then on the back is just that. And then this one we're using a lot. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be alcoholic. It can be anything. Iced tea, lemonade, just saying. All right. And then I used, as you can tell, I've cut out two, but I just cut out a drink because it's much easier. And one other, let me show you. If you go online, you can see the rest of the DSP, but I used this and you'll see why in a minute. Because I thought, what are you going to do with this? But I came up with a really cute idea. All right. I'm also using the Stylish Shapes, which is a must-have. If you have not bought these, you want them. And textured notes, but I'm using the dies, which these are so much fun because they leave textures and they look tiki-ish, don't you think? I think so. All right, so be sure to comment if you're watching live or when you watch online. I would love that. And that way, if you're live, you get to be put in the drawing. So you definitely want to not have your name down there if you're watching live, because then you can be put in the drawing. All right, so I am going, this is a lot. I know, don't be intimidated. This was so easy. It was so easy. I was very amazed. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of Blackberry Bliss. And then I cut the DSP, and I tried to do a lot ahead of time. It didn't even dawn on me to put 3 of these on and just show you one. But hey, we're just going to visit while I'm doing this. So I really wanted the card to stand out. All the colors are so pretty. I really wanted these to stand out. So my borders are small. Okay, there's one. Well, so if you want to see closer pictures go to my blog, which Pat will put down, and you can see closer pictures and also sign up for my newsletter where I send out PDFs. Now, I just sent out a PDF with, I think, 4 or 5 of my classes that I've done here on already. So this month I haven't done yet. So if you want to get this one and the one I did last week, you're going to want to go sign up for my newsletter. About once a month, I send it out and you get the PDFs for free. The only thing I would really like is if you made the cards or you changed them up at all, I would love to see a picture because I like to see what else people come up with, as I'm sure the ones that I copied from would like to see that also. So let's see. Oh, get it right. Okay. All right, so I have those. I'm going to put them aside just for a second because I'm going to bring in my Melon Mambo, which, oh yes, it is 8 by 5.5. And when I cut this, I'm so used to doing the 8.5 that I forgot to cut off this side. All right, we will need this again. I also like it if you guys happen to chat with each other while I'm doing my work, because then you guys get to know each other. I know I ask a lot of you, don't I? Okay, so this is like a gatefold, but it is nothing like a gatefold. So the first ones we're going to do are in the front. So I want to pick out some really fun ones for the front. A little bit different. I'm going to do this one and this one because I just like the colors. So whenever I'm choosing my cardstock, you can look on the back of the DSP to see what colors that they used in your DSP. But a lot of times I just like to go and hold it up against the cardstock I have so I can see what bounces, like really pops, that you might not know because it's not on. Oh, this ran out. You might not realize it's not listed on there, but it really makes it pop. So I hurt my hand, well, really my wrist, I think, from doing a lot of this, but you know, that's not going to stop me. So that's why I have this on. All right. All right, so we have that. We're going to open it up and we're going to put the other two on the inside. So Pat, if you can put my blog on there, that would be great, because then I know that they can get a whole, you know, sign up for my newsletter. I think it's my wrist that's messing me up here. All right. So see how easy that is? It's just putting DSP to cardstock. And then, whoops, that does not look straight. Now this is really good, strong adhesive, but if you pick it up pretty quickly, it will come up. Okay, so we have that. Now I am going to bring in, let's see if I can find it right here. This is, I think, 5 by 1, and we're going to score just a 1/2 inch on both sides. So make sure you have your score blade up at the top and just put it at 1/2 inch. And then a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then it's going to go on with these to the back. So we're going to get some of the, my brain just went pluh. Pat, if you know, hey, Mary, if you know the name of this, for some reason, whenever I get on here, it's like my brain just shuts down for a second or more than a second. And I'm going to double this up to get it close to both edges because I really want it to hold. So that's why I took off this one so that I could lay this on and be able to get the thing off. All right, the backing. Tear and tape. Thank you. That's what I wanted. We laugh a lot, Pat and I, when she's here, because between the two of us, we have pretty close to a full brain. And my husband and I, when we talk, it's pretty funny too, because he saw a little skit the other day about, you remember the movie with the guy and, and you just don't ever like say the names of the people. It's just the guy, the guy. So yes, I do know the guy, and we always talk like that. And for some reason, we always seem to get it. All right, so that's it. You're just going to put that on. You're not going to adhere it anywhere. And now we're just going to put on here in the middle about, I'd say, an inch, give or take. This isn't as crucial. You do not want more than an inch, though, or close to 1.25 inches, an inch and around there, because you do not want it to be too far from the middle, because then that's going to mess up your mechanism. But it isn't rocket science here, so just guesstimate. All right. I just want to make sure. I'm going to set that aside for now. All right. So I die cut this from the textured notes. And I mean, does that not look like something out of a tiki bar? I think it does. All right. And then I just cut out a cup, but I am going to, and I forgot to get it out. I thought of this and then I forgot to get it out. So I'm going to run and get that real quick. Find my stamp set here. The one that I used on my other one had in there some ice. So I am just going to see if this looks like ice when I do it. And then I will fussy cut it. I know this is way big, but I'm going to get my embossing toolkit. And I keep it in my cupboard just for this reason, so everything's there. So the toolkit comes with everything here, plus this, not the Versamark, but I like to keep a really juicy Versamark in there. But this also reminds you to always use this. And if you don't see the bits of the embossing buddy on there, you haven't done enough. That's my motto. I don't know if everybody believes that. All right, so I'm just going, let's add a few here. And you know what I forgot? I forgot to get the clear. So we'll get that real quick. Okay. You could use white, but I don't think it would look as good with the white. I could wrong. Okay, I'm going to stick this over here. Grab this, and we're going to heat set this and see what it looks like. And sometimes my little trials don't always work out the way I'd like them to, but you know, that's how you learn. All right, so once that's cool, you just wipe off the excess. You just don't want to smudge the embossing powder. And I usually just wipe it on my pants because I'm usually wearing, you know, pants that aren't the best when I'm crafting. All right, so I'm just going to fussy cut around the edge. There is a die that will do this, but I figured it'd be faster just to do it on here with my scissors. And that's what's great is that it matches. All right, so what do you think? Do those look like little ice cubes in there? I think they're cute. All right, so I'm going to put dimensionals on the back, of course. Wait, I'm going to wait because this is where I took my die for the umbrella, which is pretty cool, and die cut here. And I'm not even sure if I did that in reels or if I just think I should have. Let's look. Oh, no, I did. Thank you. Past me. All right, so I have the umbrella and I'm going to stamp it with the Melon Mambo just to make it look more like an umbrella. Okay, I got to stand up to make sure I get it in the right way. Pretty good. All right, now I'm going to bring my bone folder in and just kind of make it so it's a little bit like an umbrella, like if you saw one. And I'm going to put dimensionals, regular dimension up. Nope, I want the minis. One here, one here. And then to keep this puffed up, I'm going to use the foam adhesive. And I'm just going to put a couple in. This way it's a little bit taller than the sides. Okay. And I also, now I think this is supposed to be a cherry stem, but I'm not sure. I figured I'd use it for the umbrella. And this is why I said to wait. And of course, I put this on. Hold on, we're going to get this. Nope. We're going to take that one off and I'm going to put a new one on there. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't make some kind of mistake, right? All right. But this is how you know, even if you're brand new, it's kind of hard not to make some kind of mistake, but you just go with it. Okay, I'm going to go that way. Okay. All right, and now I'll put on that little piece that I had left over and we'll be fine. See, you never knew. You'd never know if I didn't show you. All right. All right, so I'm just going to have, see, I think this should go up a little bit more, but I think it's too late. Well, this umbrella is really high. Hold on, I've just broke it off. We're going to be fine. I am going to just put it on there like that. There we go. And probably would have helped if I had put a little bit of glue on the bottom. You think? Okay. get a little bit on here. All right, now that that's like that, I can go ahead and kind of slide this into just there. That's there. Let's put this. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Put this here. Forgot to put dimensionals on the cup. Okay. So we were visiting my son a few weeks ago, and he is the one that got my husband into, ooh, there's tiki cups. So he went and got a bunch, and he had little umbrellas. It was so cute. All right, then I'm going to stamp the stem that I want to put on. And instead of using a marker, I figured out a way to do it without. So it's kind of separated, not quite like up to this stem, but you can get most of the stem. And then if you can be very careful, yep, just get it so that it is nice and green, and then come in with, I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss for the top, and then color that in. All right. Now, I did miss a spot where the stem goes, but that's why Stampin' Up! Has the markers so that we can fill them in. And it matches. Okay, I'm going to get the light Melon Mambo and color the flowers. Wow, this is a lot brighter than the one that I did before. I think I did the dark before, but I like it. Though the one that I'm going to show you, because I'm not going to die cut it here, is not in that color. So you can choose by watching this on whether or not you want the light or the dark. And then this is Lemon Lime Twist. So it has a die, and here you go. So I don't know if you can tell the difference. Which one do you like? I'm going to stick them right next to each other. Which one do you like? The darker? It's not, I know on my video, this looks really dark, but it's not. So if you win this card, you will be happy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, but I wanted to show you a trick to make it look like it's in the water, because that's important. Otherwise, it would look kind of silly. Whoop. Sticking to me. All right. Whoop. Goodness. All right, and then I'm going to cut a little bit of the mini to put on that edge. If I can find, there they are. Okay. It's got to be popped up, because then otherwise it won't match. So I'm going to put that there, because you have to have the little stem. Oh, my glue dot did not quite reach. So we're going to put a tiny, tiny dot under here. if I can get a tiny, tiny dot. I think I did. There. All right. So now, because this is the kind of the color that is in the cup, I'm going to, whoop, didn't mean to open it all the way. Bring in a water pen, I think it's called. Right now, we do not have them because our distributor went out of business. So we're finding another one. But I'm just going to go over this top part and make it look a little bit darker on that. And that's it. But now it looks like it's under the water. All right. So that's going to go onto here. Hoping it's not going to get it messy. Hold on. This is a good time to do this. Now, if I make a mistake in this next part, we're going to be in trouble. Whoops, I have a little bit of splatter. Now, you could always come in and splatter, but I'll just put a pretty little thing on there. I need the little sentiment that says, to you. No, to you. Here we go. And the same ink that I just put away. And it's crazy. I just had it, just closed it, and I don't see where I stuck it. Oh my goodness. Isn't that nuts? It's got to be standing right here. I am looking and I do not see it. Oh, here it is. Okay, I stuck it to the side. Crazy. All right. So I'm just going to put to you right here. Oh, thank God I did it right. All right, put this up with my other ones and then I won't lose it. All right, so I'm going to come in and take these off now. And I am going to make sure it's even up and down and sideways. I think that looks about right. Make sure it's down. Now, when you go to give it to somebody, you're going to, you tell them that this is how it goes, but then when you go to give it away, it closes. So it still works. All right, so now we just have to do the inside or the back side. And we have those. So you have to have somewhere to write. Now, if I had my druthers, and y'all know, man, I've been in the South too long, that you just have to fill up with really pretty things and then you don't have as much to write. So I'm going to say cheers. And it's your day. Pretty sure that's what I did. I did. Nope, I said let's celebrate because the other good thing I looked. All right, and then let's celebrate. And then I'm going to stamp a cherry. Cherry's so cute. All right. And I'm going to do it in the Blackberry Bliss because I think that that would be pretty. And hopefully it's okay to put, to color it without it like messing up. Usually you would use Memento, but we're going to see how this goes. All right, so I'm going to use the same blends I had before. Excuse the reach. And I'm just going to use the dark and the light this time. I love getting new blends because my brush tips aren't messed up. All right. Should I put anything else on so that we can make up, like, make it so it's not so much room? I don't see anything else that I want to do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put those on here. Oh, I haven't done it. We're okay. Phew. Got ahead of myself for a sec. Yes, this uses a lot, but you don't have to use this much. Hey, Haiti. Excited to see you this weekend. Well, that wasn't straight. We're going to keep it though. All right, so then we have these, which we'll put on. I really should just take this off, but it hurts and I don't want it to hurt more. Okay. Okay. All right, so now that's where you can go ahead and, sign your name. Now we're going to close this, and I'm going to bring in here it is. And I want to kind of make sure it's kind of in the center. And I know you probably should score it ahead of time, but to me, this works out better because it just makes it to where it's not too tight. And I definitely want them to cross each other. Goodness. There we go. On the front, I want it to cross because I'm going to put something on the front that will be pretty. All right. So I've got this that's also from the Textured Notes dies. And I want to say it's your day. That's why I waited to do the other one, because I wanted this on the front. Okay. Now you could mix and match. You could put Let's Celebrate or whatever on the inside or on the side here, but I thought It's Your Day is a really nice sentiment. All right. And then I'm going to stamp, let's use the same one, the strawberry with Memento. And again, we're going to use the same blends. I'm trying on this today's thing that to not have it be a bunch of stuff, but just enough to where you can use them all. And I'm trying to use the same colors for the next card too. So if you like what you see, then you don't have to buy a ton and you could recreate it. All right. Oh, this strawberry, look at how pretty that is. Not done, but those blends are so pretty. All right, and then I'm going to do the light on here. And I just did something I never do, which is go over it with light first. But I wanted to change it up. All right. So you would die cut that, and I'm hoping that I did. I did. Okay. Phew. And you put dimensionals on the back, which I think I only put one because it really doesn't have much room for much else. All right. And then this goes here. And we'll put some adhesive on here. Put it on another die from the same set. Let's see if you can see that. Look how pretty. Hey, Carol. Put that on here. Hoping that I've got it centered. That's not bad. All right. And then I will put dimensionals just in the middle, because my belly band is not as wide as this. Okay, bring this in. Now, if you come to my classes, I usually do these cards that I do on my videos in my classes so that I can think smarter, not harder. So you get to come and make these fancy fold cards. Pretty cool, huh? All right, now I know I've shown you these before, but these are the iridescent faceted gems, and they are so sparkly. Well, you see a little bit of it there. I love them, and I'm so glad that they carried over. So that means I can keep them even longer, which I keep them for my own stuff, but I don't use them if they're not able to buy, because then people will say, well, where can I get those? And I say, I'm sorry, you can't. They're gone. That would be bad. All right. And then I'm going to put I'm going to put it down here on this orange because I think that would be pretty. So when you open it, it just slides off. You tell your people, slides off, and then it goes like this. And see, this is how it's going to look on your table with it all popped out like that. And look, that's how it's going to look. And then the back is where you can sign it. Okay. Hope you guys like that one. I really enjoyed that. That was a fun one. So thank you, Pat, for the Pat that I saw online. I don't want Pat to think she showed me this. For showing me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the next one. And Mary gets her way because I'm doing 2 cards, and I'm going to be here longer with you. Okay, whoops. Just fell on the floor. Hold on. All right. Get the goodies all out. All right. So now we're using Blackberry Bliss. Yes, you will need to watch the replay because this was such a fun card. And it's easy. That's what I love about it. All right. So we have this. Then I'm using that DSP that I showed you earlier. And this is how I decide how to do things, is that I hold it up and I say, yes, that looks good. And then I pick up this one and I say, yeah, that looks pretty. But when you put it on this, doesn't that make it pop more? And then, of course, if you put that on top of this, you'll see in a minute. But that's how I do it, because I was like, okay. And layers, girls. You know, I like layers. All right. And it doesn't take a big layer to make a statement. And you know, I like making a statement. Okay, now there's new ribbon, but I want to, let's see if I've got it, and I don't think I do. Of course, I checked everything, but I forgot one little bit. So I am going to get me, oh no, I have a piece, I think. I think I cut it off. Nope. Hold on one sec. Okay, I was supposed to have a strip of this, and I want it to be, I think it was a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4, I think. No, 3 1/2. I remembered. All right. So that's going to go here because I wanted to put ribbon across, and the ribbon just would have gotten lost without this streak. And if we had a wider Blackberry Bliss ribbon, I love to layer my ribbons. And hopefully that's straight. Does that look straight? Does somewhat. All right. And this is the new Fresh Freesia 1/8 inch faux velvet ribbon. If you go out onto my blog, underneath all the words that I hope you read is pictures that you can click on and be taken to my online store. And I hope that if you watch and get my PDFs and stuff, that you would support my small business and buy from me too. But I don't do it for that. I do it because I love it and I like to share, but it would be nice. All right, so I usually do one end because sometimes on the back when I do it, it doesn't line up as well as I'd like it to. All right, now this is a little bit bigger. So usually I would, and I think I will, put dimensionals on it because I want it to stick. I want it to not bow, I think is bow, because this is thicker. Words are hard. All right. And you know, it's hard for me not to do something different. But usually if the ribbon is thicker, that's why I do this. Just lets it sit nicer. And if you put your adhesive over the ribbon, then you don't have to worry about it falling off later. Yes, be sure to comment if you're here. All right, so this is going, and I have, depending, I like the wider border because it really sets it off too. All right, now we are going to, I'm looking for my paper. Yes. All right, so we've already stamped these two. So now I'm going to stamp this, and I just want to be able to give you a nice view of most of the things in here. So I'm going to stamp this twice. And then I am going to do like I did on the last card, just stamp it with the Mossy Meadow. There it is. And color over that. Thank you, Lola. Maybe you'll win and you can get it. Sometimes you're very lucky. All right, so now I'm going to use, the only colors I'm going to use is the Lemon Lime Twist because I think it looks good with the Mossy Meadow. And instead of copying the lines, I kind of just let them guide me on the ones in the middle. I think it looks better. How many of you, when you were coloring as kids, always like outlined first and then colored? I always thought that looked so pretty. Okay, I'm not going to color that one since you've already seen me do this one. I don't want to keep it too long. And then I'll hold it up so you can see a little bit better. And of course, if I was taking my time, I wouldn't be going off the lines, but I'm not going to use this one, so I'm not as concerned. All right, but see, you can see how pretty this is with the dark and the light. All right, now I've got them. Whoop. And there should be one more. There it is. Whew. I was worried. Come on. My fingers don't want to pick it up. All right. So with the stylish shapes, I wanted to have it be in a diamond pattern because I thought that would be really pretty. So I cut this, but the sizes are too far apart. So I just went ahead and put in the sizes that I want without the stitches. And I think it looks good because it gives a variety. So if you live nearby, I am having a class, I think next Tuesday. Pretty sure. I'm going to go ahead and do this. So email me at teddybearstamping@gmail.com if you want to attend. The first time is free. After that, I hope that you decide that you'd like to stay and you don't have to, you can just pay for the class and go away with 3 really pretty cards. All right, I am looking for my glue. I took it out a minute ago. Here it is. So I'm going to put this fern right in the middle. So it goes up. I'm going to have it go up a little higher. There we go. Then I'm going to put these 2 at the sides. I think the different shapes and colors look so pretty. Let's see. And I like when it sticks over just a little. All right. Now this is going to be the hard part. On my directions, I give you a bigger, I tell you to stamp it on a smaller piece or bigger piece and then cut it. But I'm going to try to see if I can do it. I have extras over here just in case. All right. And because this one is Blackberry Bliss heavy, I'm going to go ahead and use Blackberry Bliss for my sentiment. All right. It's a little crooked, but not too bad. And then I'm going to trim the edges just a little so it's the same all the way around. Here we go. It's always good to have a little extra just in case you don't get it centered. Then I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue in the middle. Not all the way to the end, just in the middle because it kind of hangs over. And I'm trying to leave room at the bottom for a gem, which that's a little long. I'm going to see if I can't cut that so it doesn't even show. Let's see. It's it's not attached because I didn't glue that part. There we go. All right. Now we're going to put dimensionals on it, but only 2 because that ribbon is so thick. So that way it will straddle the ribbon. Make sure I'm doing it on the right part. You really can't do it in the middle or on the sides because then it'll go over that ribbon and it's just not going to lay right. Well, let's see. So this one, other than the leaves, doesn't look like a drink card at all, does it? Thank you, Carol. Yes, it is tiny. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my beautiful gems that I had earlier and do those on the front. And I stuck them somewhere very safe, which is right here, which is always scary for anybody that comes to my classes. When I say I put something safe, they all know that means I'll never find it again. All right, so I'm going to put one at the tip because I think that's pretty. And then do a big one up here. And because I like these so much, I'm going to do 5 on the front. Honestly, if you guys haven't bought these either, you definitely want to get them. They are so beautiful in person. So pretty. All right. Now we have the inside. And I am going to do the cheers again because I really like that sentiment. Cheers. And it's your day. Huh. I think I might have a smudge on my camera lens. I don't know if you can see it right there. I'll clean that later. All right. I thought I had something on here and I didn't see it on here. Threw me off just a tad. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the leaves. Now on my original, I think I did 2, but I think this time I'm just going to do 1 because I think sometimes less is more. When I was first learning, I was like, oh, that looks empty there. I need one more thing. And then I do it. And then I'd be like, oh, I should have left it. Because it really didn't look good after I added that one more thing. So with the, I think that it could be masculine. I don't think this is so much pink as it is purple. I don't know whether or not that's not a man color. My husband wears pink a lot. Well, he used to. He doesn't do it as much lately because he doesn't wear suits. But you look good. All right. This is kind of crooked, but so what do you think? Now, I didn't get any comments on my blog last week, so the card that I was giving away from last week's did not get to be given away because you had to comment here on my YouTube and on there. All right, so let me show you the 2. Let me find it. And I've already got one card ready for next week, and it's so pretty. So I think you guys will like it. Yes, Mary, I will be making another one. All right. I've missed you guys. It's been a long time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this one again. Let's see if this goes out. There we go. So you can see. So remember that when you get your name drawn, you have to be quick because I only have one of each. And I just want to make sure that, you know, I keep one for class. So I knew you'd like it, Mary. All right. So thank you for being here. I'm waiting for Pat to, oh, that was always Cricket, to say who won. Last week she did it and I didn't even see it until she had to say I already posted it. So I didn't see it. So we'll all keep an eye out. Thank you again for being here. And I hope to see you next week. All right. So Mary and Hindi. All right. So all right, so you want this one. Okay. So Mary, you get this one. They're both from Cheer and Sip. So that didn't tell me anything, but that's why I did them two totally different cards to show you the versatility. But you get the fancy fooled one, Mary. So I'll send that out tonight. Well, I put it in an envelope tonight and it'll go out tomorrow. All right, thank you guys, and I will see you next Thursday.